hours a day. What do we listen to? Are we listening to Beyonce talk about, it's too wide, it's too big, it won't fit, he got a big, okay, she's talking about an ego. Is she really talking about ego? Wearing a one-piece bikini? No, she's not talking about no ego. She's talking about a man's private part, but since we so busy listening to the beat, we have been deceived by the same thing that we have ran to for the substance of our information. Kanye West, Carrie Hilson, and Neo have a song called When Love Knocks You Down. I'm sorry, love has never knocked me down. It's always picked me up when I've knocked myself down following lust. In the song, they do the moves, and Carrie Hilson, when love knocks you down, love knocks you down. So she's showing a fist coming at her face, talking about love knocks you down. And this is the stuff that we subject ourselves to, trying to get away from worldly influences, letting them influence us even more. Love will never knock you down. Will never knock you down, but Deshaun, we ain't done yet. We ain't. Because in all this, you listening to more bad music. You got bad friends now. Go ahead, fit that in there. Yeah. Yeah, that girl that be texting you, sex messaging and stuff like that, that's a bad friend. Yeah. Yeah, that guy that only MySpaces you when he wants something. That person that only calls you because they saw you at school and they looking at your figure, but they ain't looking at your spirit. That's a bad friend. The person that invites you over because they got a guy over here that wants to meet you and they're going to put you in his room with him and let y'all do whatever y'all want to do, that's a bad friend. And since we are not grounded in God, we just think this stuff is cool. Okay, they just set me up. They setting you up for the okie doke. Because ladies, if you get pregnant, that's 18 years knocked off of your life. If you get an STD, I don't care how smart you are, these colleges will take that scholarship from you. Deshaun, we ain't done yet. Because we got premarital sex in the mix. More shoes. Trying to fill the void that God is supposed to be filling. We trying to fill it with stuff. More shoes. You want your swag to be right. You want your style to be good. We got more sports. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, more sports. More premarital sex. So in all of this, Satan is baiting us as young people. Because what Satan intends for you is to get you to the point where God can't use you. Because with you filling your life with all this stuff, now you got to perpetrate like you got it all together. Your insides are hurt. You're depressed. You're stressed. You can't go to sleep at night because your brain feels like it's about to explode because you filled it with stuff. You're so busy playing sports, you can't find time for God. So busy on the MySpace, so busy on the Facebook, so busy texting, so busy on Twitter, so busy on the phone that God can't find any room. And God is coming up to us like, hey, Deshaun, you've accumulated a nice amount of stuff over there. Well, when you find some time, I'll be here. And yeah, because you're kind of busy, so I'm going to just sit back. And when you need me, I'm always over here. God doesn't push us to do what he wants us to do. He doesn't break our arm to get us to do what he wants us to do. And most of us, we are stuck with all this stuff because we don't trust the God that we can't see. As young people, we can't really trust anybody because we've been broken so many times. We've tried to trust people. We've tried to trust people in the church. Church folks broke our heart. We tried to trust family. Family broke our heart. So now when we hear them talking about God, we cannot receive it. That's where a personal relationship comes in at. Your God should be so real that even when hell is breaking loose around you, you have so much peace. Satan has baited us to the point where we don't even believe God is real. We've got caught up with the sex. We got caught up with the homosexuality. We got caught up with those bad friends and with the fish. If anybody in here knows how to fish, y'all go fishing, you throw that bait out there on that hook, on that reel, and you sing that sucker out there where you think the fish are going to be at. And when that fish bites, what do? You reel it in. You reel it in. And with that hook in the fish's mouth, ripping the fish's mouth to pieces, Satan is trying to rip you apart. And we've taken the bait, young people. We've taken it. And even with the fish that get away, when they get loose from the hook, you still got the scar. Young folk, I asked you today, how much scarring is it going to take for you to get it? Parents, how much scarring are you going to watch your kids go through before you put a stop to it? When you limit the phone conversations, when you limit the time on the computer, because they might be on MySpace, they can still look at porn on MySpace. They can still look at porn on Facebook. Where are the limits? And the only way that Deshaun will be able to get in touch with God is if he starts taking some of this stuff off. Let me do it. Taking the drugs off, not smoking. Because we get so caught up in this stuff that we got a job working at KFC, McDonald's, or whatever, slaving for that money, for that phone, for those shoes. And God can't get in touch with us because after family, after school, and after job, where is there room? There is none. Us young folk, we need to balance out our faith walk. Some of us need to put that 2 weeks notice in on that job and say, God, if I'm supposed to have it, you'll give it to me. Because in what you need is what you want from God. When God gives you what you need, that's really what you want. Because worldly pleasures only last for so long. Ask Deion Sanders. In the bed with 3 women at one time. Had 3 championship rings for the Dallas Cowboys. Woke up one morning and was about to commit suicide because he had it all. But in the end, he had nothing. Because on the inside, he was empty. And the world doesn't care about what you have on the inside. It's about your possessions. Most of us have given our gifts and our talents to the world, and the only thing they've done to us is prostituted us the whole time. They've used us, and then as soon as the next best thing comes, they push us to the side. God will never do you like that, young people. But it's time for you to trust on a level that you've never trusted before. It's time for you to believe on a level you've never believed before. It's time for you to take a stand on a level that you've never took a stand before. You got to be willing to lose it all. Because in the end, if you have it all, you have nothing. Because when all this stuff mix, it leads to homicide or suicide. You pick which one. But God is trying to bring us to a level where this stuff doesn't even matter. The money and the cars and the clothes, if it comes, fine. If not, I'm still doing what I need to do for Christ. Going out to all the world and preaching the gospel. Finding that person at my school that smells like garbage, buying them some deodorant and getting them some clothes to wear. I got 14 pairs of shoes. I can only wear about three or four of them that actually fit. I need to help somebody else out and give. Why are we so selfish? Got one more Bible verse to go to. 1 John 2, verse 16. Says the world offers only the lust of physical pleasure, the lust for everything we see, and the pride in our possessions. These are not from the Father. They are from this evil world. And the key thing we have to understand is that when you let God have everything in you, and you stick to just what you need, God will make sure that when you're young, you will be blessed, you will be educated, and you will be dangerous.